Hello, everyone. Thank you for being with us today. Jörg, thank you for this insightful introduction. What I heard from your talk was passion, I heard reality, and I also heard promise. Precision medicine. It has been with us for a while. Togetherness is something that resonated quite profoundly from what you spoke about. I feel that precision medicine has the capacity and has already brought the opportunity of building bridges. Walk us through those bridges from screening, diagnosis, and treatment of our patients that hold the potential of precision medicine. What are we bridging here?
Yeah, I think what we're really looking for is better patient outcomes. I think that's what we're all after. I think I was trying to describe this from an individual patient, and obviously, if this happens in our families, and I'm very sure if we speak about cancer, we all have an example in our family, it is very tragic. And on an individual level, I think we're all very committed. I think what we're looking for is the commitment on a more systemic level. And that's, I think, where precision healthcare or personalized healthcare is gonna make a big difference. And we have all the elements, as you said, need to come together. It starts with screening, it starts with the diagnosis, it starts with a comprehensive approach to patients. And that requires all of us, in a way, to work together. And I particularly want to call out it needs government also to take a clear lead in guiding the various players towards that outcome. And I think that's what we should be all after.
Yes, indeed. And as you said, we all have examples either from personal stories or from stories in our families and societies of how important precision medicine for a healthier society is. And I also want to thank you for sharing parts of your personal story and how you got to be here at Roche. Your role at Roche is global. And with that comes awareness of where precision medicine sits in different healthcare systems and marketplaces. There are differences. What are the lessons that we have learned from those differences?
I find it fascinating in my role. I mean, working with countries in with hundreds of colleagues in over 100 countries and serving thousands of patients every day is. If I look at the key success factors, one of them is certainly to commitment to see health as an investment in a healthier future as an individual, but also as a system. And what I mean is with this, investment in health is about prosperity, is about economic growth in the future. And so wherever I see this, that's a very good foundation, I have to say. And then there is the commitment of government to lead also such conversations. And that's certainly something where the various degrees around the world, but this makes a true difference if governments become the initiator of those conversations and lead them, because it requires some regulations around this. And so wherever we see this, there is enormous progress. And maybe also to pull some examples with the EU Beat Cancer plans. If we take an example here in breast cancer, for example, a good number would be that in Finland, for example, 90% of women benefit from screening. Here in Poland, it's unfortunately only 50% till today. So that clearly shows us the magnitude of the possibility.
Indeed. And to dovetail of something that you said, personalized medicine benefits the entire society. So it's basically bringing the whole person back into personalized, because one healthier person contributes to the entire system. And therefore, if we're talking macro level, the benefits are rather obvious.
To you and me.
Well, hopefully we get to share
Hopefully
this.
we can convince many others.
We spread the message far and wide, exactly. If you could paint the story, because we're all storytellers as well, if you could paint the story of precision medicine in 10 years from now, what does that story look like? Who are the stakeholders who will make that happen? And then what would your very precise and concrete call to action be today?
Let me put it apart. Let me first look at the forward-looking part. Look, I go back a bit on the work that is being done on EU level. Screening is an important foundation. But it's not just putting a screening program in place, it's also the awareness of the screening programs and the participation that makes the difference. The second element is the availability of data. We spoke about the importance before, but that certainly drives the understanding of where the individual patient is in the journey, early, late, what are the opportunities. And so kind of that part of data is absolutely crucial for defining a personalized healthcare intervention and outcome moving forward. And so kind of, if we speak about the actors in the space, we spoke about what I think is the role of government, but then there is also the role of academia. It's the role of patients that are participating in the conversation. It's the role of private industry. And I want to repeat, I strongly believe that we have to collaborate like we haven't done before. We all work in our own silos. Here is an opportunity. If we all agree on that mission, on that target forward and having better outcomes for patients, we need to come together and collaborate.
Absolutely. And it sounds to me like we have all the ingredients that we need. And it's about that directionality and uniting in that common intention and with a common goal. So a call to action.
Yeah, the call to action is, as you probably have seen, I have a lot of passion for the topic. And I go around and convince many to join me. It is a daunting task if you think about it. But it has, I think, for all of us and hopefully you join me here, being in healthcare or have a passion for healthcare. Otherwise, I think you wouldn't be here. It's something that we kind of need to build those bridges. We need to build partnerships. We need to step away from our own garden and look at the broader picture. And kind of take this leap forward and offer to work in partnerships. I think that's when we can make a real difference together. And my call to everyone is, I hope we could convince you how important personalized medicine is. Ingredients are available. We need to bring them all together.
And trust that this is possible.
And trust that it's possible.
Yes, because it is. What I heard you say is that we have all the ingredients. It's going to be a process. It will take all of us coming together. And it's going to be one step at a time. So perhaps we can be reminded that small hinges open big doors. Mm-hmm. And those do not need to be giant leaps and giant steps. It can truly be one step at a time, but just as long as we continue moving in the same direction and ultimately walk through that door.
Yeah, absolutely. And I maybe as we get closer to the end, I am very positive about the situation here in Poland. I really have to say, I think the mindset, the understanding or the increasing understanding of how important health is for the future, for prosperity, for economic growth, the availability of data, or the capabilities of managing data, availability of comprehensive genomic profiling very soon. I think we have everything in place. So I'm very hopeful for what can be done in Poland with the help of all of you.
Thank you so much. Your passion will have a ripple effect, I'm sure of that.
Thank you, Aleksandra.
Thank you for joining us.